After the overnight passage along the Frisian Islands and the long Elbe approach, sleep fell so fast and empty of dreams that the night seemed to have rushed by in only a few hours. When we woke, the sun was already bright. A few espressos later, and after an unhurried walk through the town, we were visited by two cheerful German officials, a ritual that, beneath its formality, carried the faint air of a friendly call. In the European Union, customs officers are largely engaged in a modern version of an old pursuit, ensuring that no hole slipped through without the proper toll. One of the officers shared with dry amusement tales of Germans attempting to avoid tax by flying a false Swiss flag. Their undoing lay in the home port, they declared, Zurich, betraying their lack of knowledge that Basel is the only Swiss port connected to the sea via River Rhine. We left Brunsbüttel without haste, intending to pause midway through the Kiel Canal. The Kiel Canal isn't a crossing in the dramatic sense, no wild sea or broken sail, but it moves things, and in moving things it connects coasts, waters, the swift with the slow. It is a passage defined by meaning, not distance. Though it can be crossed in a day if the sun permits, as pleasure boats are permitted only in daylight, we chose to stop at the lock where the old River Eider joins the canal. 100 years before this present waterway was cut, there was an earlier route, a canal running via the Eider with 6 locks rather than today's 2. In those days, when the wind failed, teams of horses towed the ship along the banks. Jules Verne and his brother traveled the canal on their steam yacht and enjoyed the idyllic landscape. Today, though greatly altered and expanded, traces of that old canal remain, and it was there, by the Eider lock, that we passed the night, the call of a cuckoo serenading the slow fade of light. At first light we cast off. The canal was quieter than expected. Ships passed in muted procession, freighters, sailboats, a French warship. We dipped our flag, but this was only met with studied indifference. When we finally arrived at the lock in Kiel, there were a half-dozen sailboats waiting for the opening of the lock. Being used to Dutch habits, we entered as the gate opened, only to be greeted by a flurry of whistles and raised arms from a German yacht ahead. The couple within, earnest defenders of lock etiquette, viewed our maneuver as a breach of order. We hung back, smiling. The lock was large enough to swallow us all, and more besides. In the riddle of the sands Erskine Childers described, we tumbled down our sails and came to under the colossal gates of the Holtenau lock. That these would open seemed inconceivable, but open they did, with ponderous majesty, and our tiny hull was lost in the boom of a lock designed to float the largest battleships. And so it was again. With only a gentle shift of water level beneath us, the gates drew slowly apart, revealing the shining reach of the Baltic. The Kieler further lay ahead, bright with wind. Sailboats jibed, day sailors waved, enjoying the wind and sun. As we reached the lighthouse, a glimpse over the stern revealed a cloud reaching down to the sea. A squall. The wind would have its say. The sky darkened abruptly, and the rain came in stinging gusts. 7 Beaufort, as sharp as it was brief. Then just as quickly sun again, blue water. We crossed the Kieler Bucht to enter the waters of Denmark. After about 30 miles, the Danish Isles rose ahead and we entered the harbour of Bagenkop. Just at the harbour entrance, another squall appeared and made docking difficult, a weather pattern that would repeat in the following days. We had almost reached our destination, the Danish archipelago south of Funen, a scatter of green islands across a sea of shades of blue. We had crossed between two waters and toward a quieter sea.